Mario's 40th anniversary is only 2 weeks away, which is insane to think about, but since I don't think there's going to be a 3D Mario, I really hope there is still. I think out of all the leaks, only one collection stands out to me. This collection in question is actually the new Super Mario Bros. Collection, with new Super Mario Bros. On the DS, new Super Mario Bros. Wii, and new Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS. And honestly, I'm kinda happy and a little disappointed about this collection. On the happy side, I would love to get a remake of all these games, especially the one on the DS. The only downside about this collection is we just got Mario Wonder 2 years ago with a brand new 2D art style that we've been wanting for a long time, especially after getting 4 new Super Mario Bros. Games. But today we're going to be talking about the good parts about this collection, and trust me, there are a lot of good parts. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's talk about the new Super Mario Bros. Collection. The first thing Nintendo needs to do with this collection is add multiplayer to the handheld games. I know that sounds pretty obvious, especially since it's on the new home console. They could add all the characters from New Super Mario Bros. U, like the 2 Toads, Toadette, and even Nabbit if they really want to. And if you really think about it, bringing these characters to the handheld games would really add so much to the games. Let's take New Super Mario Bros. 2 for example. They could add a bunch of coin collecting modes to see how much coins you can obviously collect in the time limit, but you could only do this in multiplayer because why would you do it in single player? And bringing multiplayer to the DS game would be super easy because I'm pretty sure they already had a star collecting mode and a bunch of mini games. Speaking of the mini games, actually bring those back because they would work amazingly with the mouse controls. The trampoline game, the Ba-Bomb Boom Squad, and even the slingshot games would work perfectly. Now let's just be honest, especially since they're adding New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which is already multiplayer based, they could literally just add Luigi and the 2 Toads if they really want. Also, the graphics need an update immediately. If I see a DS game running under 30 frames per second on a Switch 2, I will absolutely go insane. I know that has nothing to do with the graphics, I'm just saying. And imagine playing New Super Mario Bros. DS on a Switch 2. It will look absolutely amazing, and I guarantee you that if Nintendo puts in the effort that we really want. And I specifically bring up the DS game just because Nintendo has already made so many Wii and 3DS remakes on the Switch 1. I know they can do those two easily. I just really hope the DS game gets a huge upgrade. And speaking of an upgrade, I mean, I have always loved when handheld games get ported to a home console, and I am telling you right now, it will be awesome to play New Soup 2 and New Soup on the DS on a TV screen. On your big 65-inch TV if you have one, it will be awesome to see. I also think this collection will do very well for Nintendo, especially since I'm pretty sure New Super Mario Bros. Are at least in the top 10s for their respective consoles and sales. Now, since Nintendo already made U Deluxe for the Switch 1 and 2, might as well remake the first 3 games so you can play all 4 New Super Mario Bros. Games on the Switch 2. And I can tell you that I have played every single New Super Mario Bros. Game, but most people haven't, at least missing out on one, especially New Super Mario Bros. 2. That is the most underrated and worst one in people's eyes. Also, almost everyone has played New Super Mario Bros. Wii once in their life. I mean, it is one of the cult classics in Mario games. And once again, these are all mainline 2D Mario games. These are gonna sell like hotcakes, especially if they're all in one bundle. But let me stop right here. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and let's start with 1,200 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button and let's get right back into the video. And you're probably thinking, Nintendo, why don't they just make a 3D All-Stars 2? I mean, it's really obvious, they should just do that. But honestly, the only games they could really remake right now that aren't on the Switch is Mario 64 DS, Mario Galaxy 2, and Mario 3D Land. Mario 64 DS just wouldn't work because I am sick of all the Mario 64 remakes. I swear we've gotten like 5 at this point. Mario Galaxy 2 is literally the only game you're really gonna play on there since it hasn't gotten any remakes yet since 2010, and I don't know how it didn't make it onto the first 3D All-Stars collection. So at this this point, I think Mario Galaxy 2 should just get its standalone remake, which I really hope it gets for Mario's 40th anniversary. And finally, 3D Land. That would just be really stupid to put on the Switch 2, because you just put 3D World and Bowser's Fury on the Switch 1, and it would kind of be a downgrade to do 3D Land on the Switch 2. And trust me, I would want a 3D All-Stars 2 if it wasn't those 3 games, but they've already remade all the other games after 3D Land. So if you're thinking what I'm thinking, the new Soup Collection would be way better than a 3D All-Stars 2 because you'll actually play all the games. Now if we move back to this new Soup Collection, you're probably thinking, what does each game have different from each other? New Super Mario Bros. On the DS has mini games, which again, I really hope they add, and amazing bosses that actually aren't the Koopalings for once. I mean, this game literally has a Mummy Pokey, a giant Cheep Cheep, and even Petey Piranha in a 2D game. But I will admit, the final battle is pretty buns. Mario Bros. Wii could give you that multiplayer game that you really want, which it's basically made around multiplayer because it's the first Mario game you could use 4 players with. And New Super Mario Bros. 2 is all about collecting coins, and they actually have a bunch of items that are based around the coins, like the Golden Fire Flower and even the Blockhead, which is really neat. And don't forget, if you collect enough coins, you could get statues on the home screen, depending on how much you've collected, getting a Super Mario or a Raccoon Mario. But with that all said, what do you think about the new Super Mario Bros. Collection? Me personally, I think this would be an amazing collection to have. But for some, this will be more new Super Mario Bros. And some people don't want that. And honestly, I get that. I mean, we've gotten 4 new Super Mario Bros. Games, and we only gotten 1 new 2D Mario game since U Deluxe. But after this video, you might have changed your mind. Maybe this collection really is worth it, and I do really think it is in my eyes. And honestly, I think these will be great games to come back to in Nintendo's new console. But with that all said, once again, thank you all for watching, and peace out.